What's up everyone and welcome to Radio 2. So today I'm excited because we're continuing to react to Elvis, and today we're finally gonna continue that mini documentary that he has, Elvis Presley in the black community. This is gonna be part 2. I have reacted to part 1 already, and I've been having some hard time finding part 2, but it's actually right in front of me. So apparently this reaction channel, Sean and Mel, they have this uploaded on their channel, Elvis in the black community. At first when I saw this, I thought this was just a reaction of this, but apparently it was the whole video now that I opened it. So yes, I guess the reaction was here the entire time. I was blind to see it, I guess. But yeah, I'm here, I'm ready to check this out. So yeah, I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get into it. Alright, ladies and the gentlemen, I'm definitely ready. This is Elvis in the black community part 2. 3, 2, 1.
The first time I met Elvis, I was in Las Vegas in the 70s. I was the conductor and music director for B.B. King, the blues act. We were opening in the Las Vegas Hilton's main room as the opening act for. Well, we had no idea Elvis was there, nor did she, so we were watching her act from backstage. And in her act, she walked around the main room in the audience, and she always stopped at this certain table.
That morning when I walked into the dining room, I spoke. I said, "Good morning." He said, "Good morning." I said, "What are we going to have for breakfast this morning?" He said, "Fried peanut butter and banana sandwich." And I looked at him. I said, "What?" He said, "Fried peanut butter and banana sandwich." I said,
Nice.
"I never heard of it." The first time I went in,
Was that his cook or
put it
something
on
like
the
that?
tray and brought it back. That wasn't right. His father was sitting there, and he said, "Mary, I'm going with you and help you, and let's see, maybe both of us can get it right." I said, "Okay." And he said, "Let's toast the bread first." So we toast the bread and then spread the peanut butter on it and slice the bananas and
Peanut butter with banana.
and put them into the skillet and kept turning them with the spatula and turn them till they got heated all the way
Oh
through.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Then I take them and cut them, put them on the platter and taking them back to him. And he said, "That's what I want, that's right." And then smile.
Life, but he'll always live because of the fact he was such a beautiful man. I don't care what nobody say. I know Elvis.
I've seen
there are
this
a lot
guy.
of rumors. Elvis and I sang spiritual together. And, he kept me from being number one. I was number one soul and he was number one world. And it took a long time, but it's almost like the two rental cars. It made me try harder. And I love Elvis for it. And we'll always pray for Elvis.
Do you remember that? Do you remember? It wasn't actually, you don't really meet Elvis, you actually just look at Elvis, okay? My mother sang with Elvis for years. Yeah. Her group, they were called the Sweet Inspirations. Yeah. They also sang for Aretha for many, many years. On most of the, in the 60s, they were on all of Aretha songs. Well, Elvis took a liking to them, and my mom sang with him for many years. And they were very close. Yeah. I just remember at one point being in a room, and we were all in this room, my mother and the singers, and we, the usually backstage kind of thing. And he just walks in the room with his mink on, with his glasses on. Oh my God. And he just walks in, he says something, and everybody just, you don't say anything, you just look. It was just one of those moments I won't forget as a kid.
Oh my
it wasn't
God.
like, "Hi, Mr. Elvis, nice to meet you." You didn't do that. You just sat back and just looked at him.
Amazing.
Stare at the legend.
Amazing to look at.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Wow.
And just to be in his presence was awesome.
Tell me about that. Well, when they first called, the girl said, "Elvis Presley, oh my God, what are we going to do?" I said, "Hey, it's a gig and it's a good one." Uh-huh. So we went, and when we got there, it was nothing like what we might have thought, because it was just wonderful. It was really wonderful. He was into gospel. So every once in a while when we finished rehearsing with him, we just sing gospel, all of us, And we just had a good time. It was good money and good pay and it was nice atmosphere, and we didn't go around with him as his friends. We worked for him. So we saw him at work or at rehearsals. So I don't know what he did in between, nor did I care. I just doing what I was supposed to do, and we were.
Elvis with who? I didn't read that. Sissy Houston. Is that Whitney's mother? Yeah. Is that so? Ah, someone did tell me that Sissy Houston was one of the... Yeah, someone did tell me that. Up, there she is. Yeah, someone did tell me that, yeah.
The Sweet Inspirations.
Sweet Inspirations, yeah.
Times we've talked on television and had interview situations. I've never asked you about Elvis. What you want to know? When did that all start? When did the whole love for Elvis begin?
He teases me about Elvis all the time.
But never on the air.
No, what he says, like, if Elvis was alive now, he says, man, you wouldn't even hang out with Elvis. I said, yes, I wish it, man. Elvis would be in the lobby of your house, like, say, man, is it there? And I'd be in the room, tell him I'm not here. Hey, what's going on, man? He told me to come over. Oh, I know what's going on. All right. But when I was a kid, see, Elvis Presley to me, it's his presence, I think it is. I don't think anyone in this business has had as much presence as Elvis. I don't think anyone's had as strong a presence. I think there have been entertainers. I think Michael Jackson's the only entertainer who's ever been more famous than him. But I think Elvis has more presence. Like when Elvis walked in the room, everybody just looked at Elvis. You know, when he's on the screen, you looked at Elvis. He just had this thing about him. And he was going through all this stuff with drugs and all this craziness. But on screen and on stage, he always looked like he was in control. You know, and that's amazing because it was this war going on inside this guy. And I'm just fascinated.
You know, because the black community obviously felt that we shouldn't be doing it. So Ebony Magazine, in fact, called us and wanted to know, we got a lot, why are you singing with Elvis Presley? You know, why not? and sometimes we get shot back with, well, you know what he said about black people. Yeah, I heard that story too. But I also heard the one he said about Mexican people. It's the same story. What he said about the story is, Elvis Presley said, all a black person, I'm using that, can do for me is shine my shoes. Mexicans have the story. All a Mexican can do for me is shine my shoes. That's also attributed to Elvis. Yeah, that's a story, that's a rumor made up by some rock and roll singer who wanted to be where Elvis was, I suppose.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
As far as I'm concerned, Elvis treated us royally. And if he said it, I don't care, because there's things that I've said I don't want anybody repeating.
I'm going to be an Elvis impersonator.
Hey, everybody have said some
Obviously,
stuff.
you see the irony here. You've got a black man imitating a white man who sounded like a black man.
I respect Elvis for what he did for music. You know, he opened a lot of doors for a lot of folks back there during a time when they wouldn't even, quote unquote, play the music on radio. So this is a tribute to Elvis.
At first, yes.
Yeah, I mean, they said he's playing black music. He's a white guy.
Yeah, but see, at first he was playing more like rockabilly. He wasn't really getting into the things that he started to do later. But when he started to do that, then he started to turn heads, including mine.
Yeah, it did? So
yes.
What did you see then?
I saw that he had everything. The looks, he had the talent.
He had the rhythm, the soul.
He had everything. To me, he had everything. You know, you started looking at the guys, God almighty, he's handsome, he's tall, he looks good, he can sing, he can play.
Got a lot of women.
Well, I didn't see, I didn't see women disliking him, but he was just, I didn't see him after.
How would a woman dislike him?
But I guess had I been handsome like that, I probably would have.
Take my advice, go shinny up a tree. I've got hard luck, the hardest kind of luck you'll find. I ain't lying, I've got the bluest kind of blues.
In the 60s and early 70s, when tensions between blacks and whites were at an all-time high, Elvis demonstrated his desire for racial reconciliation in the musicians that he chose and the treatment they received.
He believed that he had a certain connection with God, not so much more than anybody else did, but in his search, he was trying to get close to God. So he felt that by helping others, maybe that was his mission.
Different than other kids I grew up with. I'd hang around parts of Tupelo my folks never even knew about. If Mama had known where I was half the time, I would have caught hell for it. This friend of mine used to take me across town to an area called Shake Rag. And that was when I first heard the blues.
This is the house that Elvis bought for me. He bought it in 1974. And he came and picked the house out for me. And I liked it, and he liked it. So he said, well, Mary, this is your house, if you like it. I told him I loved it. It was really nice.
There must be lights burning brighter.
Muhammad Ali, let's go.
Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why, oh why can't my dream come true?
All right. Well, I don't really need to say much about this. I mean, all the people who were in both parts of the video of this very interesting documentary about Elvis, everybody said it. Everybody said everything there is to say about him. And I love that everybody talked about his aura. I think that's kind of the thing that was because I've noticed the same thing, you know, ever since I reacted to Elvis. You know, I see the same thing. I know what they're talking about, and I haven't even seen him live. You know, it is just, even when you look at him in a video and stuff like that, you just can't take your eyes off him. Eddie Murphy kind of described it the best, that he had that aura, you know, that, you know, you just can't stop watching him, you know, and everything. And Eddie Murphy to say that, it's kind of incredible. And everybody, just people that knew him, they talked about how kind he was, how he was just a regular good person. That's it, you know. He was a performer, but the most important thing, he was a good person, and everybody here has acknowledged that, you know. And that's enough, man. That, you know, the fact that there are people who call him racist, I don't know if that's right now, but back then, more understandable, I guess. People who didn't know him, of course, they're gonna jump into conclusions. It's easy to judge something that you don't understand, I guess. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. People who were around him, like people who worked for him, talked about this. Like workers, usually a lot of performers, when they have someone to work with them, they treat him like, you know, like everybody has had a boss, everybody has worked somewhere, everybody knows when someone has power, and sometimes he even abuses it and stuff like that. Everybody has been in that situation, I believe. And Elvis was really, everybody, he was kind of, I guess, just you know, accepting everybody as friends, you know, pretty much just talk with everybody, just, you know, having some fun, sharing stuff, you know. He was just being himself around people. He didn't saw like I don't know, like, I know a long time ago it was, the racism was very strong. He didn't saw that. He didn't understand that. It's obvious that to him that's just something that it's happening somewhere else, and he is not like that. He don't want to, it's not like he don't want to be like that. He's just not like that. It's just not in his DNA to yes, hate people, you know. It doesn't happen. He sees a good person, he acknowledges it, and that's it. And that's what a lot of, like, everybody should try to be, you know. Just look at a person from the inside. Look how he is there, you know. Look into his heart, And yeah, I think Elvis did that, and he managed to touch a lot of people's hearts, you know, not only with his singing, but apparently with his kindness, honesty, and just you know, just that genuine feel of friendship that I guess he was giving people, you know. So yes, I really enjoyed watching this. It really gave me an insight on Elvis as a person, and I'm glad to be reacting to that. Really, it was fun. It was very fun, and yes, we officially have finished this documentary in 2 parts. There's something more like this, you know, let me know. I like watching stuff like that. If not, request me songs, you know the drill, everybody. Just keep requesting me Elvis performances. I'll keep on reacting to them, you know it, man. Again, thank you to Sean and Mel, you know, to this reaction channel for providing this video, and you know, for people like me to be able to watch it, you know, to kind of educate themselves, I would say. And yes, just thank you everybody for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed this, and this is gonna be it from me. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next one.